We're excited about our guest tonight, Rhonda Thompson. It's a blessing to have you here on the program this evening. And Rhonda, you're sharing with the Rose of Sharon Transitional Living for Women, and you're here to talk about the journey of what God can do in domestic violence. And before we get into the conversation, we have a video just to let the people know where God is allowing ministry to go forth.
Amen.
Nowhere in the corridors of pale green and gray, nowhere in the suburbs in the cold light of day, there in the midst of it, so alive and alone, words support like bone. Dreaming of Mercy Street, where you're inside out, dreaming of mercy.
And being able to watch a video of that magnitude, one of the things that, and somebody might be watching now go, wait, did I tune in? Am I watching the right channel? In church, in Christendom, one of the things that we do not discuss is the silence that we deal with in domestic violence. And God has put you on the forefront to be able to share and to talk about it. Help us find out what this journey is and where some have been and where they're going.
Thank you again for having me. I first want to say I'm a survivor. So, you know, you could be, learn this work through a textbook, but I have survived child abuse, sexual assault, as well as intimate partner violence. This was something that I ran from for a very long time, like over 15 years, to actually say, yes, Lord. I knew this is what he wanted me to do, but I'm like, my stuff is dealt with. It's under the blood. We're good. But it was more of helping people have a voice again.
Okay.
But in helping other people to share their voice, I learned that I had to be a voice as well. I had to be willing to share my scars and to share my story. And it is only God's grace that I am here. I promise you, people ask me all the time, well, how did you make a change? I didn't do it.
Amen. Amen.
I didn't do it.
Amen.
It was something that God did for me, and I'm grateful for that. Domestic violence all across the board, in churches, in schools, in private business sectors, is a very serious epidemic. It's been going on for forever.
Years.
1 out of 8 women will suffer from breast cancer. Not to take anything away from them, but 1 out of 4 will suffer from domestic violence.
Wow.
So that's double the statistics.
Wow.
Every 9 seconds, we have been speaking a few minutes now, someone is being abused, whether it's a child, a woman, a man, a boy, a girl, whomever.
Yes.
It is something that we need to break our silence on, and I'm just grateful to be a voice for the voice,less.
And God is allowing you're dealing with shelters, you're opening and allowing shelters, because one of the things that we find, if I'm trying to escape, where do I have?
Right.
Where do I have to go? I can't tell my family, can't tell my friends, can't go to sometimes the churches. Where do I go? So God is giving you that level to be able to also allow them that transition of housing, so that not only can they escape the situation, but be able to have a safe place. Can you talk about that, just being able to say, how can I find somewhere to go, or where do we go to be able to find that safe place?
Absolutely. Rose of Sharon has been existing since 2012, so we're still pretty new.
Okay.
We are in our building campaign. We're trying to get that for our first of 3 projects completed.
Okay.
So right now we provide supportive services and we help women find shelter. I have a client I just got this week who has her own apartment but scared to come out of it.
Wow.
And she was just badly beaten on Valentine's Day, and she wasn't with her abuser. They were broken up. He broke into her house.
Wow.
and beat her. So even thinking about, okay, if a woman has a house, she doesn't need a shelter. But how do we bridge that gap? So I thought about it, and I said, you know, until he's caught, she still needs shelter.
Right.
Because she's scared to come out of her house.
Right.
It is a long process as far as getting our first facility, but we do what we can as far as providing any type of services the women need, whether it's taking them to court to file that temporary restraining order, or providing food, staying on the phone, locating shelters that are available. And oftentimes the sad thing is they're all full. A lot of them are full. So we need this building so that we can help bridge the gap. If it's helping 10 women, if it's helping 20, if it's helping 100 a year, we were able to save somebody's life. So.
And the imprisonment is, again, not, as you're saying, it's not just physical, but it's sometimes mental, where you can't even just step out of the house. And there was a young lady, as you said, that you shared, and you were able to give her Revelations 11:12, and they overcame them by the blood of the Lamb and the word of the testimony. You began to share with them about the information that you were just, because sometimes we need to have reinforcement.
Yes.
Verbally, mentally, we know what to do,
Yes.
but sometimes we don't know how to come out of it. And you begin to share with the young lady and just have some dialogue because of one of the, if you can just share that just very briefly and just give that.
And I wanted to keep her name
Yes.
private,
Yes.
of course.
Yes.
So this is what I said to her. I said, "Dear survivor, today I think of you. I just want to tell you how excited I am to know you, how amazing you are, and how fabulous you are, that you have not allowed those scars to define your beauty. I am so proud that you have had the courage to use your voice and not to allow someone else's dysfunction to silence you. You should be proud that you have chosen yourself over someone else's desire to kill you. Because you're strong, you will not let him win. You fought well, and the prize goes to you. Oh, hey, and it's not your fault. And so today you live. Congratulations. You are a survivor."
Amen. Amen. That's the beauty of being able to encourage someone else. And it's deeper when, like you say, you've had that experience. So it's coming from a place that they can identify with and that you can identify with. Because some people don't understand. They'll just go, oh, why don't he just leave? Why don't he just get out of that? It's not as simple. And the first thing we want to be able to do is escape, but we don't know all the processes that it takes to go through that. So God has given you this and be able to give you Rose of Sharon to allow you to expand. And you're having things that's coming up, and that's going to be expanding that, talking about those. You have conferences and different things. So it's a blessing that it's not limited to just one individual. And as I've talked about before, it's not just women, because we have men also that are going through the same thing. And at first, the brother go, wait a minute, no, ain't nobody gonna get me. But we don't know what men are living in when they're on the inside of the house. And so therefore, they're suffering the same thing. Talk about where not only that, but the young people, because we think looking at adults, but it starts at an early age. It starts
at an early age. And you know what, something you said, let me just touch on real quick as it relates to escaping and leaving. A lot of times people say, why don't they leave? And the truth of the matter is, statistics have shown that it is more deadly for a woman or that victim to leave during that time. And the reason why is because you're relinquishing that control from that abuser. You're saying, you're not going to control me anymore, and the last symptom is death. So if they leave, you have to strategically have a plan in place, and everybody's plan is different. You know, if you have children, your plan may be different from a single person who can leave everything. So you have to get with an organization or with with a specialist to help figure out that strategic plan. Domestic violence that is in the home where children are seeing it, our children are more likely to become either abusers or victims themselves. So when they're going off into middle school and elementary school and high school. It's already in them.
Wow.
And so February is Teen Dating Violence Month.
Wow.
So we are in the time where we need to be talking to the youth. So I hope our youth are at the TV right now watching. This is a serious thing, and kids are not telling their parents what's going on because they don't know how to handle it. They think, oh, because he's acting jealous, that means he really loves me. Mom's not going to understand.
Right.
But it is very serious, and then this is what starts the pathway of her life.
Right.
But God.
Wow. Yeah.
You gotta have Jesus.
Amen. Amen. And having good, strong support
Yes.
is the best part, because we're seeing on the news there are a lot of young men, young women, and they start out innocent going to a party, and next thing you know, a gang of men are on them, and you're going through that, and they don't consider, no one knows how to express. And again, just being able to have outlets, an outlet, being able to talk to someone in sharing that information. So again, you have the place that they can come, one of the places again that they can find as a safe harbor. So how does one get in touch with you? And they're watching now saying, I know my daughter is showing symptoms. I know, and before we even go into that, if you can give in 1 minute, tell us some symptoms, because a lot of people may not know what their daughter or their son is experiencing. We know about bullying, okay, but what is it when we're feeling that they're being violated? What are some of the symptoms to look for?
Some of the symptoms is she or he is always consumed with their boyfriend or girlfriend.
Okay.
This person has isolated them from the rest of their family and their friends, and it just looks like, oh, they're just building a relationship, but she is afraid to go to dinner with mom and dad or go and hang out with her friends because she's been told, you kind of got to check in with me. So for a parent to watch out for the child being isolated, or she seems depressed or more closed off and not really engaging in the relationship that she did engage with her parents before. And I say she because I'm a female and I went through it. So those are some easy key symptoms. I say talk to your kids. Ask, do you feel safe? Tell me about this boy that's calling. And I can't tell a person how to raise their child, but you got to censor those phone calls. But making sure that she is as pep and as beautiful and light and loving as she always has been, you can see the countenance start to change. Something is not quite right.
Right. And so in that, how now, with those signals, how can one get in touch with you? Because they feel, okay, I think I have this going on in my family, or myself, I'm experiencing this. I don't have an answer. Rhonda, I don't know what to do. I don't know what the next step is. I feel that I want to get free, but I don't know what to do. How can they get in touch with you to say, I need help and I want to find out where the help is?
Sure. Our website is www.rosatl.org. You can find us on Facebook at Rose of Sharon ATL. We are on Instagram as Rose of Sharon ATL _. You can also search my name, which is Rhonda A. Thompson, on any of the social media platforms.
And then there's a number that if they are experiencing right now, they can go to the 800 number to be able to deal with violence, because it is something that we need to discuss even the more. So many people are coming out about where they've been, and it can hinder our future. And you're one of the people that's trying to help us get to our destiny because of that deliverance that's there. So again, give the information one more time and just share the information, because I know somebody's watching that saying, I need that help.
Absolutely. I want to give that 800 number too. In Georgia, it's 800-333-HEAVEN, HEAVEN, and Haven. And our website is www.rosatl.org, and you can find us on social media at Rose of Sharon ATL or Rhonda A. Thompson.
Bless you, Rhonda. Thank you.
My
We're
pleasure.
praying for you and your ministry.
Thank you.
If you're having someone now and you're saying, I need that information, I need some help, give us a call. We're here to even pray with you now. 770-300-9828. There are prayer warriors in the prayer room right now. You say, I can't wait any longer. I need some help now. I need someone to touch and agree with me. Guess what? They're in the prayer room just to be able to pray with you so that we can touch and agree that deliverance is come nigh to you.